Hello again, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Trails of Cold Steel. Not gonna lie, I had a few episodes recorded, but this one somehow managed to get deleted, so I have to go back and redo it. So just bear with me as I try to remember where we were. Pretty sure it's the second day, and Eustace has gone to the mansion. And we were going to do the hidden quest, if I remember correctly. So let's go ahead and do that. I neglected to prepare ahead of time, so now I need to go and open the chapter in my handy dandy guide. Help keep track of all of this. Alright, I found it. Okay, so I'm pretty sure last time I went over the Red Moon Rose and getting the fresh milk. Because you'll need the fresh milk in the next chapter, and you won't be able to get it unless you get it now. Okay, yeah, so all we gotta do is those quests. Should be pretty easy. So we're going to go over here. And for some reason, this quest is all the way out of the way. Falcom is really good at making you go to ridiculous lengths to find the things that they hide. Send you somewhere that you would not otherwise go at that time. So even worse when they do it during a climax. You'll be sitting there and you'll be trying to get through the story quickly because something's crazy's going on. It's time is of the essence. Like, you have to do this now. But little do you know, if you don't go all the way in the opposite direction for absolutely no reason, you will not get that book chapter you're looking for. Yes, they're very friendly. But hey, their games are great, so I guess we can put up with a little bit of that from them. That's a JRPG thing too. It's not a Falcom thing, really. So, nothing to really complain about there. It does force you to explore the world a little more as well.
Dangerous foe! Stay on guard!
Don't worry, Machias. It's terrified of us. So yeah, we have to go all the way out to Oryx Fort. And talk to this guy right here. And look at that. That HD texture pack really is coming in work right there. His clothes look really good. Anyway. So, this is Oryx Fort. Wait, how did I end up here? Why do these things keep happening to me? Is something the matter? You're my Machias, sent by Adios to save me, aren't you? I'm not quite sure how you reached that conclusion. You don't seem like you're part of the provincial army, are you? What are you doing here? I'm lost. Completely lost. I'll be fine though, no worries. That's a rather positive outlook for someone who's completely lost. Who is he? Just talking with this man is making my head hurt. Haha, well, at times like this, it just seems logical to try and stay positive, no matter what. I think I may have reached my limit to that end, however. That's unfortunate. How did you get here to begin with? Well, I'll happily tell you, but fair warning, it's a truly moving tale of hardship and woe. I hope you've got some boxes of tissue handy. Shall I begin? I think we'll pass. Aw, come on. Is there a short version? Fine. I'll see what I can do. Actually, to tell you the truth, there's really not much to say. I wandered out onto the highway for a bit of a change of pace, and happened to spot a rare butterfly, so I chased after it. And suddenly, I found myself halfway along the canyon path, surrounded by monsters. So I ran, barely escaping with my life, and turned up here. The end. I see. That sounds like quite a predicament. As weird as this guy is, I don't think we can just leave him here like this, in all good conscience. Let us escort him back to town. if you'd like, we'd be willing to escort you back to Brehard. Really? You would? Oh, thank you, thank you. You're such nice people. I wish those nasty provincial army soldiers were more like you. Something happened? Well, I went over and asked if one of them could escort me back to the city, but they just said that if I made my way here, I can get myself back the same way. Some people are just so cold-hearted, aren't they? Guess I shouldn't tell him I was thinking the same thing. I believe we all were. It looks as though the goddess hasn't abandoned me after all, though. Not if she was kind enough to send you my way. Should we get going then? Of course, Brehard, here we come. Quest, the Lost Traveler, started. Yes, Lost Traveler started. And so we will continue on. Where's the... So, this guy actually appears in the previous games. Spoiler alert. He's one of the NPCs where you can really trace his entire life.
Dangerous foe! Stay on guard!
Games. He's not a very important character. He's just a fun character. And I love how Machias keeps getting freaked out over that monster when the monster is completely terrified of us because we are a much higher level than it. On to the bridge we go. Hold up, please. I'm sorry, but would you mind giving me a moment? Not a problem at all. Are your legs getting tired? Oh no, that's not it. I was just gazing at the valley beneath this bridge, and I thought this might be a good opportunity to calm myself down a bit. What are you going to do? You just let me worry about that. It'll take only a moment, I promise. I might make a bit of noise though, so please don't panic. I see. What is he planning on doing? Good question. All right then. Exclamation! Oh, whoa, how far down does this valley go? No, I'm not going to let that scare me. Perish the thought. Deep breath, because I don't think the microphone is going to pick up a deep breath. I hate anniversary festivals! Ah! Farewell, my youth. Whew, much better. Shall we be off then? Did I mishear you when you said you were going to calm yourself down? I think the best thing to do right now is probably just to pretend none of this ever happened. Yes. Might be the best thing to do. Back to Brehard we go! I'm sure I talked about something really witty and cool during this, but, accidentally deleting a video is kind of, not great. I was having computer issues for quite a while. I have been enrolled in the Windows Insider program for a while and was doing beta testing for Windows 11. And it just, all those early access updates and then patches and stuff like that just broke several things. A lot of things weren't working properly, especially related to my graphics card, which I should have been getting way more performance out of my graphics card than I was. And I realized it was because there was something with broken in Windows that was making communication issues happen with the graphics card. So anyway, long story shorter, I had to completely wipe my hard drive, my internal and my external, which I keep all of my games on, and start from complete scratch. Suffice to say, I am no longer enrolled in the Windows Insider program. It was cool. It was a cool program to be a part of. I got to see a lot of cool features before they actually hit most people's computers, but not something I will be doing on a main computer anymore. Plus, it causes some security risks, so it really is something that should be done in a virtual environment, not on a personal computer. But anyway, I digress. When I was backing stuff up, I guess I accidentally deleted episode 25, which is what this one's going to be, because I guess I thought it was already uploaded or something. I don't know. I messed up. So yeah, we're doing it again. But it's fine. It's fine. It's a fun game. I made it. I actually made it back alive. Thank you so much for this. You're welcome. I really have no idea how to make this up to you all. Exclamation. Oh, if it isn't Ricky. Hey, come and let me introduce you to my good friend Ricky. Anton and Ricky. Hey Anton, you sure took your sweet time. You'll never believe what happened to me. But tragic as my story is, I made it back here all thanks to the help of these guys here. Right, I think I get what happened. Something terrible happened shortly after you left town, at which point these people came along and helped you. Aha! I knew you would understand, old buddy. This Ricky person doesn't seem exactly normal either. They do say that birds of a feather flock together. I'm more amazed at the fact that they both seem completely calm despite all that's happened. It's kind of funny to watch, though. You guys really are a bunch of good Samaritans, aren't you? Allow me to thank you as well. It takes some real guts to stick with him to the whole way. You guys really are my saviors. Did I really just say to the whole way? What? Oh, I know. Let me give you this for all you've done for me. It's really popular over at Crossbow. Received. Napping Mishi. Thank you? I assume the both of you are traveling together then. Did you come from Crossbow? Nah, we're from Liberal. We were just staying in Crossbow for a while as part of our trip. Yeah, we've both been traveling for a few months now. We only got here to Erebonia about a week ago. Now we're planning on making our way to a new destination. Right. So you'll be resuming your journey throughout Erebonia? Yep, that's the idea. But that's not all. One day, I will find my true self after all this traveling. Or so he says, but he's almost out of money to actually do any traveling. He'll have to prioritize searching for a job over searching for himself soon. Well, that's true, but... Are these two actually friends? Anyway, thanks so much for all your help. We'll catch you later. Quest, the Lost Traveler completed. Yeah. And... Right, there's only 3 quests for this one. The next one is... in here, yeah. Ah, remember? I have memory banks. I know how things work. Him. That's who we need to talk to. Greetings and welcome. Hello, Hammond. We're here to take you up, We're here to take up your request, but I'd like to thank you for that delicious meal last night first. It was good. Oh, I'm pleased to hear that. Might I ask where Lord Eustace is, though? He was called back to the mansion, I'm afraid. We have plans to meet up with him this afternoon, however. Is that so? It's too bad Eustace isn't here, considering this request is from his uncle. Anyway, about your request. Ah, yes. As you read, I would like you to gather some ingredients for me. Are you all currently free? If so, I will explain the details of what I need. Yes, let us take up the request. Yes, we can take it up now. Please go ahead and explain. The request mentioned something about making a nostalgic dish? Correct. Said dish isn't on our menu, but it's one that I would like you all to try. I assume that's a rather special dish then. There's no doubt about how delicious it'll be if you're making it, at least. What kind of dish is it? Perhaps soup is the best way to describe it. I plan on making enough for you all to enjoy, so please look forward to that. How could we not? What is it you need us to gather then? There are 2 types of ingredients I'd like to ask you to gather for me. The first is globby fat, which can be collected from monsters on the highway. I need 5 of those, to be exact. The other is an herb used by the Septian Church to synthesize medicine, called a healing herb. So 5 piles of globby fat and a healing herb. Where do we get the herb from then? You'll want to speak to Sister Tatiana at Brehart Cathedral. I'm sure she'll be willing to part with one. Just tell her I sent you. Well, thank goodness it's not somebody at the Celtic Cathedral. How would we do that? Alright, that sounds easy enough. Shall we start on the task at hand? Yeah, let's head to the cathedral first. Roger. Quest, the Bite of Nostalgia, started. Yes, the Bite of Nostalgia. Do we have what we need for that? 5 globby fat and a healing herb, right? We have 6 globby fat. No healing herb. These are our books. Yeah, we don't have the healing herb. Okay, so that should be the only thing we need to actually get is the healing herb from Tatiana at the church. Nope. Over here? In here? Negative. In here? Oh, yeah, hey, green exclamation. I guess, I should look at the map once in a while. Oh, good day. Is there something you need from me? You must be Sister Tatiana, I assume. Could we trouble you for a healing herb by any chance? Hammond from Sorcier told us that we'd be able to procure some here. Oh, is that so? I see. Would you mind waiting for a bit while I prepare one for you? Why, no, we would not. Here you go. Received healing herb. We appreciate it, sister. This is an ingredient used for making medicine, isn't it? Is it safe to use for food, too? Of course, it's a very healthy ingredient when used for food. The only issue is that it is very bitter, so some inventiveness on the part of the chef is required to hide that. I see. Hammond must have some way of doing so then. I'm kinda interested in how he does it. Likewise. Same here. Well, thank you again for the help. You're welcome. Man, my laughs are still awkward. Not as awkward, I don't think, but I still feel like they're extremely awkward. Hello again. I presume you've collected all the ingredients then? Yeah, everything's here and accounted for. Here you go. Reen handed over globby fat times 5. He also handed over healing herb. Much obliged. Please make your way over to the table. I'll begin preparing the dish immediately. How was it? I call this dish Deluxe Herb Chowder. It was beyond delicious. I feel a sort of comforting warmth throughout my body after eating it. Wouldn't mind having some of this if I ever catch a cold. Indeed, I almost feel like a bowl of this might cure it outright. I'm pleased to hear that. You did mention that this was a rather nostalgic dish. I assume Eustace had it often? That's correct. It was one of his favorite dishes, even. To tell you the truth, the one who created this dish was none other than my sister herself. In other words, Eustace's mother. I see. Well then, would that make you his uncle? Kind of surprising. Oh, oops. We didn't tell you two about that, did we? My apologies. I was under the impression that you were all aware. I wasn't expecting his mother to be the creator of this dish, though. His mother must have been skilled at cooking if she could think of a dish this delicious. She was indeed. She would even come by to help me out from time to time. The first time she made this soup was when Lord Eustace fell ill during his younger years. She went to the church to ask for medicinal herbs, after which she set about inventing a dish that would be both easy for him to digest and enjoyable to eat. Lord Eustace was always at the front of her mind. Really does sound like she cared deeply for him. Dots. And yet, he lost her 8 years ago. Sounds like he hasn't had such an easy life after all. Someone's thinking about Eustace. Who might that be? Certainly not me. I've probably said too much. I was hoping that Lord Eustace would be here to enjoy this too, but At any rate, I'm happy that I could talk to you all about this. We got to learn a bit more about Eustace, so likewise. Haha. Well, that brings my request to an end. Thank you all for your help. There's plenty of soup left over, so feel free to take it with you. Received Deluxe served chowder ×5. Oh, thank you, sir. This is the least I can do for Lord Eustace' friends. Goodbye, then. I wish you luck with your future endeavors. Quest, the Bite of Nostalgia, completed. Yeah. Now, lastly, is the Monster Quest, which is on the North Creighton Highway. I got the hiccups now. Alright, I think I'm good. Ooh. Let's see, so we've already battle scoped all of these monsters. Breakables that we really don't need anymore. Curia Bomb, nice. Ah, that looks like our quest monster. There it is. Looks as strong as yesterday's. That means we'll really need to be careful, considering Eustace isn't with us today. Reen, I'm ashamed of what happened yesterday. I know we've had our share of differences, but, well, He's embarrassed. Quiet, Fee, I'm trying to... I caused problems for everyone too. My injury was a result of my own carelessness. Hopefully, by giving this fight everything we've got, we can make up for this whole mess, together. I'm counting on you, Machias. I won't let you down. Yeah. Can we sneak up behind it? Nope.
This one looks dangerous.
Worth a
Be
shot.
careful. I'll
Be careful.
it.
Yes. You will handle the battle scope. Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Venus Mantrap, a three-headed plant monster, stores impurities within its body, which it sprays at its enemies. Oh, that actually did some damage.
My turn.
I'm impressed. For that, you shall get a powerful attack.
Second form, Gale. Now's our chance. Gotcha.
That's my favorite attack
my
of
turn.
rings. We got a 0 art, so we're gonna do one of these.
Now.
Oh, we haven't seen this one yet. Ooh. Oh, that's fun. Ooh, that did a lot
We
of
should
damage.
be safe now.
Man. Well, we won. We sure did. And in doing so, I believe we've successfully redeemed ourselves for yesterday. Good work, everyone. Suppose that gets a pass. Huh. I'm sorry, everyone. I've been dragging you all down. Especially you, Reen. I owe you double the apology. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. It's alright, Machias. Don't worry about it. If I'd just answered you honestly from the start, all this could have been avoided. So if anything, I should be the one apologizing. I'm sorry for misleading you. No. Anyway, it's all in the past now. I'm glad to have you in our group, Machias. The same to you. And I'm glad the two of you were finally able to make up. Ah, youth, says the youngest person in the group. Hey, don't make fun of us. Haha. So as long as we're on a roll here, why not use this chance to make up with Eustace too? What? If you could just be more honest with one another, I'm sure even combat links wouldn't be out of the... Not a chance. My behavior toward you was wrong, and I fully admit that, but Eustace is a whole different story. He and I are fundamentally incompatible, and nothing any of you say can change that. I guess getting those two to accept one another is still a long ways off. Well, We should probably head back to town, don't you think? Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Yusa should be back soon, too. I'm hungry. Fine, let's go. Music is so amazing on these games. I know I say that a lot. I really do. But, man, this music is amazing. It's even better in the later games when the audio quality is improved. Ah, this is when this happened. Hold it right there. Dots? The Provincial Army? You're those students from Thor's military academy, aren't you? The ones who've come for a field study? Yes, that's us. Is there some kind of problem? He's a perfect match for the photo. How convenient for us. Dots. Dots. What a whistleblower. Dots? Well, what are you doing? First year student Machias Regnitz, correct? You're under arrest. Don't try to resist, if you know what's good for you. Exclamations? What's going on? Wait. This has to be some kind of mistake. On what grounds are you arresting him? Dots. A number of charges have been filed, but the most egregious is an accusation of trespassing in Arc's fort yesterday afternoon. Exclamations? Wait, do you mean when we saw that silver object? I'm pretty sure it was white, Fee, not silver. You can't be serious. I was near the fort at the time the intrusion occurred, certainly, but I was there with my classmates. If you aren't going to believe their testimony, then why am I the only one under suspicion? Talking's hard, guys. Every one of us here can vouch for him. And not just us. Yusa Sabureya was with us at the time, and can personally verify that what Machias is saying is true. You'll have to do better than that. We're surrounded. Dots. We're outnumbered. All you need to know is that this boy is a person of interest, and we have the right to take him in for questioning. There's no point fighting it. You're coming with us, whether you like it or not. Grr. Yes, Machias, hold your tongue. Don't make it worse. That would be very bad. Oh, man. Looks like she was right on the mark. And enters one of my favorite characters. Glad I came here from Legram for this. But the question is, what's the best way to handle this situation? Title screen. Get in there. Ugh. Don't worry. Do as you're told and you won't be hurt. If you're found to be innocent, we'll let you out. Eventually. ... Damn it, how could I have been so careless? Considering Dad's position, I should have known this could happen. Oh. Are they hinting at something? As I keep telling you, Machias couldn't possibly have committed the crimes he's accused of. He's been with us ever since we arrived in Brehard yesterday afternoon. He's never left our sight. So if you really believe he was responsible, shouldn't you be arresting us as well? You're wasting your breath. Machias Regnitz, I can't roll my R's, I'm so sorry, will be kept in our custody until he's been cleared of all charges against him. We've already contacted the Academy to inform them of this. You kids should just focus on your field study or whatever it is you're doing here for. Or whatever it is you're here for. And let due process take its course. Yeah. Unbelievable. Oh, and one more thing. Eustace's business at the Duke's estate will take longer than expected to complete. I'm afraid he'll be unable to rejoin you. Dots. That can't. Did this come from Eustace himself? Couldn't tell you. I'm just relaying the message given to me by the Alberea household. And don't even think of trying to go to the mansion to see him. You won't even get past the front gate. I'm betting they've had this whole thing planned out since yesterday, which means the reason Eustace got called away is because they knew that if he were here, he may have been able to prevent Machias' arrest. I assume that's what you were going to say anyway. It makes sense. He was probably called home to keep from interfering. Almost certainly, I'd say. It's past noon already. We should head back to the hotel. If Eustace hasn't left a message for us, we're going to need to start thinking about other ways to handle this. I'm terribly sorry. They insisted on conducting a precautionary search as part of their investigation. I believe they'll be leaving by this evening, but I'm afraid that's all I know. I see. We're very sorry for the trouble. I think we should go. Okay. Yes, I agree. Quest, North Kreutzen Highway Monster completed. Nobody cares about that quest anymore. Not at this point. Earthbell received. Afterward, Reen and the others decided to dine at the restaurant they visited the previous day. However, the soldiers were there as well. Uncertain of what to do and where to go, they eventually settled on planning their next move at a bar on Artisan Street. So in all likelihood, the reason Machias was arrested has nothing to do with the incident at the fort yesterday. They just wanted him because his father is the imperial governor and a key figure in the reformist faction. Did I say governor? Governor. Wow. I'm just doing terrible today, aren't I? Basically, they wanted a hostage so they could have an advantage in the future negotiations. That does seem to be the most possible explanation. They wouldn't hurt him or anything, though, would they? I wouldn't be so sure. Tensions are high on both sides. Worst case scenario, they might use the threat of violence to get what they want. That's awful. ... This may well fall under the scope of our field study, though. It may be risky, but how about we try to do something about this situation ourselves? I think we should. We can't just abandon him. I'm in. Thank you both. I think our best bet here is to track down Eustace. There's no way he could possibly have been in favor of arresting Machias. Yes, I agree. This had to have been a decision made by Duke Alberea himself. But Eustace is locked up at home. Maybe his brother would help us? Rufus? He did have a pleasant demeanor when speaking with Machias yesterday, so he just might. But he said he had business to take care of in the capital, and there's no telling when he'll be back from that. So I don't think we can count on him, unfortunately. Got it. Then our only option is to break him out ourselves. Fee. That's a little excessive. Think about it. We have a perfect chance to bust him out while he's still at the guardhouse. But if they take him to the fort, we lose that chance, and we won't get another. Well, I can't argue with that, at least. ... Alright, let's give it a try. Okay, if you're sure. We need to be as covert as possible, though. If we get caught, it has to be after Machias' own... if we get caught, it has to be after Machias is out safely. Man. English. English is difficult. If it's before that, there's no way we can talk our way out of this. But the charges against him are obviously false, so if we can't get him out safely, they'll be very limited in what they can do to retaliate. Yeah, and the provincial army isn't going to want to do anything that will hurt their image either. If we can manage to get out of Berea, we're more or less home free. So, no smoke grenades then. Smoke grenades? You don't carry those around with you, do you? What fair maiden doesn't? Oh, I don't even know where to begin listing what's wrong with that statement. Hey, Master? What are the monsters in the underground waterway like these days? Been 3 months or so since you last went down there, huh? Guessing the place is probably crawling with them again by now, though I'm sure not going down there to check. And it seems pretty obvious that the provincial army's got no interest in taking care of them. How can they even sleep at night knowing their beautiful city's got nasty monsters crawling around underneath it? I'd go take care of them myself if someone put a request in. Well, if I hear anything of the sort, I'll send a message over to Legram and let you know. Sure, it'd make you some good scratch. Cheers to that, Master. Alright, I'd better get going. Looking forward to dropping by for another of your espressos sometime. Sure. I'll see you on the way back if you can make it. Huh. Don't see many people dressed like that around here. Those are some fancy red uniforms. You guys students or something? Oh, yes, sir. We are. We're from Thor's Military Academy in Trista. We were sent here for a field study as part of our curriculum. Thor's, huh? Pretty fancy place, ain't it? I've got no idea what they've got you doing for your field study, but good luck. Berehard's a pretty nice city, but it's not without its fair share of problems. ... Excuse me, do you know that blonde-haired man who just left? Oh, Toval? Sure, he's a bracer. A bracer? Huh. I haven't seen a bracer in a long time. Probably because there just aren't that many around anymore. Yeah, there used to be a guild branch here in Berehard, but it's been closed for a couple years now. Toval just comes up by train from the Legram branch every so often. Really? By the way, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I thought I overheard you say something about monsters and an underground waterway. Oh, that? Yeah, there's a huge network of waterways beneath the city. Been there for a long time now. And it's chock full of monsters. When the guild still had a branch here, the bracers would clear them out. But nowadays, nobody goes near it, and the waterway's just sort of stagnating under the provincial army's control. Because they're too proud to trouble themselves with fighting monsters, of course. How much ground does the waterway cover? Supposedly all the way from the east side of the city to the west. So, from the station to somewhere under the Noble District, I'd guess. Heard of a rumor a while back that it even goes under the Duke's mansion, but that's probably just one of those urban legends. ... What a meaningful look. That was a well-timed clue. Yeah, an underground waterway built in the Middle Ages that extends all the way to the Noble District? It's almost too perfect. Seems like it's connected to the Provincial Army's guardhouse, where Machias is being held too. The guardhouse itself was probably built in the Middle Ages too, so that would stand to reason. If we use the waterway, we may be able to rescue him without being discovered. Alright, let's give it a shot. There must be an entrance accessible to the town if the bracers were able to get inside to exterminate the monsters. That's a good point. We should search the whole route between the Noble District and Station Street. Roger that. And that is a great place to end this episode. Conveniently exactly where I ended it the first time I tried it. Anyway, in the next episode, we will go to the underground waterways. And I talk your ear off about the Trails games and being a nerd about the upcoming games and what my favorite one is and why. And yeah, it'll be fun. So I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now.